What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over 5 product categories that are going to be making millions this quarter 4 that you can tap into as well as 5 product examples from these categories that I personally have validated and explain why I would test these so that you can get the thought process when doing your own product research to find high potential products that you can scale. So without any further ado, let's jump on into it. Alright, so before we get into the actual product research, I just want to show you a little behind the scenes. So this is today on the store, and I'm going to give it a little refresh. And I'm going to show you this month where we're at on the store, September 1st to September 29th, 2023. And we're just over $110,000 in sales. I'm using the exact same product research methods that I show in this video to run on this specific store. As the most important thing to me here on this channel is practicing what I preach. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So before we dive into the products, I'm gonna give a simple explanation of the product research criteria that I use when validating products. I gave an in-depth take on product research criteria in another video. So if you haven't watched that, go and watch part 1 of this live product research series, and it'll go more in depth, but I am gonna summarize those points. So the first thing is that there are no product research tools needed. We're not using spy tools. We're not going out and finding what other people are selling and trying to get pieces of that pie, pick up those crumbs behind them. We're trying to find our own pie and eat the entire pie ourselves. And what I mean by this is we're going out and finding what I call pioneer products or untapped products, things that you can bring to the algorithm and be, one of the first, if not the first, to bring it to Facebook and Instagram and start scaling these products and make all of that profit yourself instead of trying to steal other people's products that they're running already. So the first and most important thing, these products have to be eye-catching. And what I mean by that is the actual images that you use have to have eye-catching appeal, right? So what actually captures that attention? That's the most important thing. Next, you got to sell products with perceived value. So we're not selling cheap junk. We're trying to find products that actually provide value to people. The next is easily know your avatar. You have to know exactly who it is you're going to target, who it is that you're going to put this ad in front of. And if you don't know who's going to buy that product and you can't picture that, then it's something that you shouldn't even test. Next thing, wow factor, problem solving, or both. And I went in depth on this. These are kind of the things that you want to look for. Products that solve a problem aren't necessary. You can sell lots of products that don't necessarily solve a problem for somebody, but just have wow factor, stand out, and are intriguing enough for people to actually buy on impulse. But having both is definitely a benefit. Most importantly, again here, you gotta have a profitable margin. So I put in here that you wanna have a minimum of a 2.5x markup on your product. So for example, if you're getting that product for $10, after shipping, you want to be able to sell it for, at bare minimum, 25 bucks. Preferably a 3x if you can, or another base rate is $30 minimum. Typically I don't venture down to selling products that are less than $30 selling price. It can be difficult when you incorporate all of your expenses and ad costs to still get a healthy margin. So that's kind of my bare minimum that I look for. And then bonus, these products, if they have bundleability, then it's definitely a plus. If you can see somebody buying multiple in the same order and getting a higher average order value, then that can do wonders when you're starting to scale. And then this is the thing that I wanted to highlight in this call. So at this point in time, right now, we are moving into fall and winter seasons. And this is something that you have to keep in your mind when you're doing your product research and understanding the seasonality of the products that you are about to test. There might be some really awesome products that you find, but might be tailored towards more spring and summer times of the year. And this is something that you have to keep in mind when you're testing products. You don't want to be testing those types of products that just realistically aren't going to sell right now. You can save them in another folder, save them for next season or next spring. But right now you want to be focused on what products are going to sell right now in this seasonality and tap into that, especially while you're moving into that season, because right now is the best time to start testing those rather than, midway or near the end of those seasons. So keep that in mind. So right now we are moving into a new season, so it's colder weather. So that's something that we're going to keep in mind. A lot of outdoor sports are bundling up. They're buying products to keep them warm if they are outdoor sports. or they're moving to new sports. Some people have sports that they take part in during the summer and spring months, and then other sports to stay active in the winter and more during these seasons as we move into colder weather. The next thing is gift buying behavior. So right now, this time of year, as we move into holiday season, people are buying gifts. We've got Christmas right around the corner. We've got, New Year's Eve coming up, Thanksgiving, other holidays that people might be buying particularly gifts for their friends or family members, right? So that's something that you have to be keeping in mind. People are spending more time inside, right? People are spending less time outside as the days get shorter, as the weather gets colder, and they're going to be spending more times in their homes. So this is something that you want to keep in mind as well. And then, family spending more time together with different events, mealtime, dinners. We got holiday dinners coming up. This is really important to keep in mind too, because you can start thinking of products that tailor towards those specific events, those specific times with family and friends, and as they're spent in their homes together. So these are some of the key seasonality factors that we're going to be looking at in today's video when we go into the products. And it's something that as you do your product research, you should be keeping in mind and just being proactive with your thought process when going through and validating different products as high potentials to test. So I've gone ahead and picked out 5 products in high potential niches that we're going to break down so that you can see exactly what I look at, some of the pros, some of the cons, how I would bundle these, how I would price these, and realistically how I would put them in front of the customer so you can get an idea of the things that I look at when I do my product research, and also the categories that we're going to dive into today to find other products that are very similar that you can go out and test yourself. All right, and before we get into the actual products, I just want to ask if you've got any value so far, if you've learned anything from this video, or you're liking what you see before we get into it, please drop a like down below, as it helps me so much get this video out to more people. And also I invite you to subscribe to the channel, because I'm dropping videos every single week, multiple times a week, on these value bombs so that you can, start using these in your own research, in your own operations to scale your own stores. And if you want to go above and beyond, we definitely want to invite you to our Discord group, where we go step by step with all of our members through the different questions that they have tailored towards their unique situation, and get them the answers to their questions on a regular basis. So we provide a ton of resources and so much more in there. So if you haven't already, go down below in the description and join our Discord group, and we'll see you there. But without any further ado, let's get into the products. So the first one that we're looking at today are slippers. So these are women's slippers, especially as people are spending more time in their home and the weather is getting colder. People want that comfort on their feet. So these slippers particularly caught my eye because of this imagery. So these images stood out to me because they contrast well. We've got that white background, and we've got this array of colors that really pop on that white background. They're very clean, simple, and something that I could see has mass appeal. So these are also things that I'm looking at, but they really caught my eye, right? Now, do they have perceived value? These aren't, super crazy cheap looking, but they're, something that I could see as pricing at a fair price point, and potentially having people buying multiple pairs, at just a really good price that they see other colors and maybe want, 2 or 3 different pairs. And that's very, very common with footwear, to get people ordering multiple pairs to fit, different outfits around the house, and just buying backup pairs. Next, do we know who this avatar is? And particularly, obviously, we're going to be targeting women, and we can go broad with this targeting. We can start targeting people who are interested in slippers and footwear and slip-on shoes and these style of interests on Facebook and Instagram, to then give the algorithm a bit of a head start in targeting specifically who we're going after. Now, do these have a wow factor or solve a problem? And when we're looking at products like this that don't necessarily, solve a massive problem, they still solve some sort of problem. And this is the thought process that you have to, make as a marketer of how am I going to take the selling points and the benefits of this product and almost boast that benefit to the customer so that you can really, really paint the picture of how awesome these slippers are. And you know, one of the things of just in this image alone, the lady is pushing down on the sole of these. So we could talk about, you know, the padded cushioning that goes into these. And you know, as a whole, they look like they're more breathable than maybe your typical slipper. So we could talk about how they're odor repellent, how they're more breathable, how they're lightweight, and just overall more comfortable when wearing around the home. So these are things that you have to think about as a marketer when you're looking at every single product of, you know, not only how do I talk about the specific features of this product, but what are the main benefits, and what is it that customer that you're going after is going to get out of this product. And sometimes you got to get creative with this, and that's your job as a marketer, to really market the shit out of these products. Next, can we get a profitable margin on this? So with this product here, it's going to cost us, we'll say $7, about $10-12 after shipping, and you can probably get a better price when you're working with a private fulfillment team. But if we're buying this and shipping it for $12, we could easily sell these for, you know, $30 to $35 per pair, and then expect people to potentially buy multiple pairs, whether that's for themselves, for a loved one, for a family member. If you give somebody a good deal, most times they're going to want to take advantage of that deal and get more while they're hot on sale. So that's something that you can consider as well. So they definitely have that bonus bundle ability as well when looking at this product. So this is the overall thought process that goes through my mind when looking at different products and looking at, you know, how I can market them, you know, some of the benefits, you know, are they going to fit the criteria? And these are the things that you have to be going through each and every product that you look at to validate it as something potential to test. All right, so the next product that I selected for this video is this silicone kitchen utensil set. Now, this set is more of an older product. I've seen this ran, you know, for the past couple of years, and people have crushed it with this product. But one of the main things that I want to pinpoint here is just because a product is an older product doesn't mean that it won't work for you. Now, every single ad account has the potential to do well when it could completely flop for somebody else. And that's just how the algorithm works when running Facebook ads. And it's something that you have to consider and understand that I could test this product and it could absolutely crush for me, even though it's an older product, because of the time of year you're selling it, variables that go into play when, you know, considering your ad account's performance compared to other people's. And these are all things that, you know, you do have to consider when looking at different products. But the main reason why I chose this product for this time of year to test right now is because what we talked about before, with people spending more time in home, and when moving into the fall and winter season, it's something that we should look at as a potential trend. The first reason why I chose this product was because of how well this color popped out to me. You know, this teal color on that more tan beige background really stands out. And there's other photos in here that stand out as well, like this red set, that really pops. Again, this eye-catching image is what really stood out to me and is something that made me click on this to look at. And this is exactly what we want when we're looking at different products. Is there perceived value there? Yes, I would say that the perceived value of this set is definitely there, especially at the cost of only, you know, $12 after shipping. We could definitely sell a 10-piece set for well above that and get a healthy margin on even just one unit sold. Most likely I don't see people buying multiple of this set because it comes with everything that they're going to need, but it's something that we can get a healthy margin on every single unit. So it's something that, you know, fits that criteria. Do we know who our avatar is? When looking at this, I'm thinking of new home buyers, potentially people who are moving into new apartments, people who are into just cooking as a whole, and people who spend time eating meals at home. So these are all kind of things that just go through my mind that I'm going to consider when choosing our interests and looking at our targeting when we're running ads, but I definitely know who that avatar is with this product. Does this product have wow factor or solve a problem? This specific feature of this product, being silicone, is going to be non-stick. It's going to be dishwasher safe. And these are definitely benefits that we can highlight to solve problems, right? Depending on what maybe their current utensil set is, you know, their food could get stuck to it. They might have troubles washing it. And, you know, it could cause them a headache when they're trying to cook meals, you know, fast and efficiently, especially if they're avid cooks. So this is something that we could consider a problem-solving feature of this product. And does it have a wow factor? Part of the wow factor of this product is that it comes with, what do we have? We've got 12 pieces in this single set. So this is something that, you know, sometimes you have to buy, you know, a couple different sets to make your entire set, but to have this all in one set, definitely, stands out as a good offer. And that's something that you can consider with your wow factor validation as well. We already broke down that this has profitable margins. I definitely see us being able to sell this entire set for $40 and still give them a good deal. And this would leave us a healthy margin at the end of the day. So this one checks off. All right, so next we've got this vintage wall lamp. Now this stood out to me because it's very unique. It's not something that you can go to your local Walmart or Target and buy. It's not something that's easily found. It's something that tailors towards a specific feel, a specific look, maybe more of a farmhouse feel or a rustic kind of aesthetic. And it's something that definitely has a wow factor. This image caught my eye. I feel like we could spruce it up a bit, brighten it up, and make it pop even more. But having this light actually turned on stood out to me. So I would consider this having an eye-catching appeal to it and also have a wow factor. So next we're going to look at, does it have perceived value? Now this definitely has perceived value in the sense that lighting is typically expensive. The perceived value in this category is normally not cheap. We have the potential to mark this up and still be competitive in this niche, in this category, especially being a more unique version of a wall lamp. All right, next, do we easily know our avatar? Now, to most people, this might be kind of more of a difficult one to pinpoint who this customer is. But my thought process around this is that it definitely tailors towards that farmhouse aesthetic for home decor. So kind of the key targeting that I might go after with this is specifically people interested in more of a farmhouse home style, people who are also interested in home decor, and then I would also go common sense with this one and target different lighting interests so that I can paint a picture of a couple different angles of my potential avatar when testing different interests on Facebook. So that's the angle that I would go with on something like this, but you could potentially test some other angles and see what works. Does it have a profitable margin? So again, we're looking at about $35 after shipping if you're sourcing with a private fulfillment team. And this is something that I could definitely see selling for, $80 to even $90 being so unique. So most likely what I would do in this situation, because not all the time people are just going to buy one. Maybe they want it for each side of a patio door or inside their home in specific, corners or areas of their house. So what I would do is I would use some sort of bundle offer to present this to them and give them a deal if they're buying multiple. So I would mark up the individual unit high and then sell, maybe a bundle of 2 or a bundle of 4 at a better deal so that it intrigues that buyer to buy multiple, and then also gives them a sense of getting a better deal when they order more. And this is going to increase your average order value and provide, potentially an even better customer experience. All right, so the next one here is a pair of men's jogging pants. Now, kind of going back to what we talked about with sports, looking at people who are avid joggers or runners, they're going to be wearing more so at this time of year pants rather than shorts, especially as we move into the fall season and potentially even winter season. There are some joggers out there that are crazy enough to run in the winter outside. So this is something that I would consider being more seasonal specific and something that we can expect the buying behavior of the market to be more interested in specifically right now. So this gives us a good benefit when we're moving into a new season to start testing products like the ones you see here. So the good thing about these is that it has really great creatives. Something like this I could see doing well for an ad, as it displays the color variants that are available, as well as that hero image showing the product being worn or being modeled and how it looks. But this photo caught my eye. It was just really high quality photo. It stood out compared to some of the the other photos I was seeing as I scrolled through, so it made me stop and click. The other thing is that it also had some sort of wow factor to it with this feature here, being able to actually attach your sweat towel to, so that you don't have to hold it in your hand when you're running. So this was a cool feature that I could see adding a bit of wow factor. Just the overall quality that goes into the actual make of these looks great, and potentially solves that problem again of cold weather, coming into effect and being able to continue jogging and being comfortable while doing so. You could talk about the movement that these pants offer. You could talk about that they look like they're breathable. You could talk about their lightweight features and how it creates less fatigue when running. And these are all things, again, we're taking the features of this product and painting the benefits into our marketing, into our copy, into our descriptions, so on and so forth. So these are the things that you got to be thinking about when you're marketing. Can we get a good margin on these? So the price point on these are about 10, 12 bucks shipped. And pants aren't cheap, especially specific to using in a specific field like jogging. So I could see us being able to sell these pants for $39.99, and then potentially giving some sort of buy two get one deal, or an offer of that sort, because people might buy multiple different colors, and as you're jogging, you're sweating, and your jogging pants are getting dirty, so you might buy multiple pairs so that you can keep up with your laundry and get out on your daily jogs. So this is the thing that I'm thinking about when going through this process and going through these validation points, and seeing what I could use in my marketing. Okay, so we're gonna go to the last product. Now, after this product, there is one more product that we're going to look at that I wouldn't test, and I'm gonna break down why. So with this product, it's obviously a men's fall, potentially winter jacket, and the images alone on these really stood out to me. So they're really good quality images. It's got 4 different variants, so not too many, not too little, and it's got a full size run up to a 5XL like we had talked about before. So this is something that I would consider testing if we can get a good margin on. And this is the thing, is that on here it's got a $41 cost of goods sold. So what I am expecting from a product like this is that it's going to be good quality, but the other thing is that this seller on AliExpress might be marking up more than other potential sellers. And this is why it's so important to have a private fulfillment team or a private supplier who can get you more competitive quotes and get quality for an affordable price. And typically I could see getting a jacket like this down to about $30 cost of goods sold. And this is going to give you more of a margin, as you could most likely position this as maybe $79.99 and get a healthy margin on it. So that's something that I would consider with this. I would be cautious about getting that cost of goods sold down by working with a private agent. But everything else checks off, and it's definitely something that I would potentially test. All right, guys, so the next one is going to be a product that I wouldn't test. And again, you're going to be able to see the thought process of why I wouldn't test it, what I look for, because it's important to be selective when you're validating your products. But before I get into that, I just want to say, if you've got any value from this, if you've learned anything, if you've enjoyed this video and you've got this far, I want to ask that you please drop a like down below, as it helps this video reach more people and helps my goal of helping more people, as well as subscribing to this channel and seeing more content as I'm releasing every single week, multiple times a week, on tips and tricks that's helped me scale multiple stores to over 6 figures a month in sales, and how you can do it too. And with that being said, I also invite you to join our free Discord group. This is where I'm in there every single day. My business partners are in there every single day, and we're helping our members, a part of this group, get the answers to their questions, specifically to their unique situations, and help them along every step of the way. So the link's going to be down in the bio, and I invite you to come and join us there. But without any further ado, let's jump into the next product. All right, guys, so we've got this awesome looking pair of boots. These boots are great because not only do they really stand out because of the quality of the image, because of the details in the leather, because of the contrast in the foreground compared to the background, and specifically this really warm looking fuzzy interior that we're going to be able to use in our marketing to paint the benefits of this very comfortable and warm pair of boots. This one checks off as something I would not test, and to most people that might not think of it, they would wonder why. And the main important reason behind that is because of this size run. Now, it's very important, like I talked about before, to run a full size run on your products that are size specific. This shoe only goes up to a 44, and that's in European size. So realistically, with men's shoes, we want to be able to run up to a minimum of a size 12, preferably a size 13 and 14, if you can find the supplier who's going to be able to provide that. Now, not every shoe supplier manufacturer is going to make that shoe up to that preferred size. So it's really important to consider making sure that you have a full size run before you even spend $1 on ads, because you're going to be missing out on the majority of the market share for this product, and realistically you're not going to be able to scale that. So this is why I wanted to highlight a product that I would not test. And why? Because again, you have to be going through these things when you're selecting and validating your products. You know, you don't want to be testing anything and everything. You want to be testing things that fit the specific criteria and also, you know, validate on every single level. So this is a summarized breakdown of my product research system and how I go through validating products live here in this video, and how you can also validate your own products and use this thought process to find multiple consistent winning products to scale on your own stores. All right, and there you have it, guys. That's the exact breakdown of how I go through each product and validate them so that I have the highest potential of success with every single product that I test. And these are things that you can use, and I challenge you to implement them into your own business to find better products that you're testing in your ad accounts so you can have a better win rate when running ads to each and every product that you launch. And again, guys, if you want help step by step of going over, you know, your store, the products that you select, how you're running your ads, and taking things from 0 to 100 and getting direct feedback along every step of the way, I want to invite you down to our Discord group. It's completely free to get the answers to your questions, because I know how daunting it can be to try and do everything on your own. So getting that feedback can prevent you from wasting money on ads towards, you know, products that don't really validate the criteria and aren't going to give you a high potential of success, and so on and so forth. So again, I want to invite you, join the Discord down below. We'll see you there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to talking with you guys and helping you along every step of the way. So without any further ado, I'll see you in the next video.